And now we wait. I can't see chat. There we go. And with that, I will say good evening, everybody. Welcome to the IIRL. This is... oh god. There's a word for this. The round before the penultimate round. There's one word for that, and I'm trying to think of what it is. But this is round 22 of... actually no, that's not even correct, because we've got the rescheduled races to go. This is round 22 for the Las Vegas Grand Prix. No, not many people have done a lot of practice aside from the scheduled practice for today, so we'll see how this chaos runs. Basically, for this track, it's just straight brake, straight brake, straight brake, straight brake, and that's just all you're doing, aside from the slow section in Sector 2. Lap time's probably expecting high 20s, so 29s. That's just off the top of my head, going off of what we have last game. Although I believe this track has a bit more grip this year. And last year, probably would have been about this time last year, the pole record that was set was a 1:31.3. The big question is, will we see somebody beat it? Knowing this game, probably. Only 15 tonight, so not an insanely large lobby. Hi Snacks. How do? What is Chaz in the McLaren? Oh, that's interesting. Take it easy on the voice, that didn't sound happy. Yeah, I know. I went to sleep at 2 in the morning and woke up at 7. And then today at college has been very, very boring. So... plus my voice is dying a little bit, but I will be... hopefully okay. I will try my best. Greg has confirmed that the session is dry. First man out on the track is the Ferrari of Joseph. I think the sector splits have actually changed a little. Hi, Sean. Hello. Yeah, I think the sector splits have changed a little bit compared to last year, where the first sector split cut off just before this high-speed chicane that Joseph just went through is now just after the right-hander. I'm here to annoy you for the next 17 hours. I'm not going to take that out of context, but in my head you know what I'm thinking. And the second sector split is now at the start of the Las Vegas strip, aside, hello, instead of being in the middle of the Las Vegas strip. Joseph gearing up to start his run on the medium, so it wasn't entirely representative. In 7th gear, using medium on the exit to ensure you have that little bit more action. Use the curb on the entry. Opens up the right hand, a slight lift, although I believe in this game you can take it with the right line. I am being completely honest here when I say I have done absolutely no laps of this track, so I don't know Joseph does tap the wall to me there. I don't know set times or lap times or anything. I just have historical data to go from what we had from the last game. And this game has proven to be quite a lot quicker. So 26-2 so far for Joseph. The yellow flag, I believe, is Pop Camper. It is. He's lost his front wing. 55-9 for Joseph. We'll see if that contraceptive goes away, and it does. John being the first of them. Can I check stream chat? I can. When my lag top decides to load. Yeah. The reason I'm drowned out is because my voice is dying. So I will turn down the game audio. Oh lord. Hello. I missed some times. 1 minute 30 for John. Let's do it in the game. Actually no. Oh dear. Is that a better mix? Let me know if that's a better mix, and I'm just gonna hope and pray that it's okay. My mic volume is now on maximum, so that's just me being quiet if it doesn't work. Okay, that's good. Because for me, the game audio is actually quite quiet. So I just find it very funny. But, next car to the line will be one of the Red Bulls. I believe that's Socks on an outlap. The next car will be Padge, who I actually missed. Excuse me, because he comes to the start of the DRS zone. Doesn't use a whole lot of battery down the Vegas Strip. But he's got a lot more battery than he does have deployment. He'll burn everything up to the run to the line. He'll run out of deployment just before the line. This is a lot of speed going through the final corner. 132.9 from Padge. Next car will be Greg. Running out of battery, but does get a slight slipstream from Socks up towards the line. It goes half a second off of Joseph, who comes into the pit lane, as does John. That guy, and Chaz is going again. I imagine these will be practice laps from Chaz, as I need to sit down. You're doing Lego. Have fun, Snacks. I'm literally a child, so, you know, I love Lego. John hacks. No, that's just him being very, very good at the game. I'm very happy to admit that as a competitor and rival of his. As Chaz has invalidated again, John and that guy have retired. I imagine this is just set a lap and go. Unless your name is BRT Chaz. You can be an adult and love Lego. This is very true, but it is also more widely marketed for children. I enjoy Lego and I'm turning 50 next month. No, you're not. I believe that you enjoy Lego, but I know that you're not turning 50. Because that is Steve who's gone up into P4. I completely missed that. He is a second off of Deflated, but that's still not a bad lap time, especially for Q1, as Socks goes into P5, 3/10 back. Steve having just come off of his first pole position in 82, as that is Chaz who's caused a yellow flag and gone deep by the looks of things. Greg will probably be coming into the pit lane. Cod Camper on an outlap. Therefore that is the Ferrari of Kemmons. Will he be going into the pit lane? Good evening, Red Dragon, welcome back. Building Mercedes F1 big car, 1,600 plus pieces. Dear Lord, you're going to be there for a while. I myself, is that a bit of a moment there from Kevin that I just caught on my on my laptop on the stream. I myself have the Lego McLaren, the Lego Technic one, and I'm very happy with it. It sits on my windowsill gathering dust. Oh dear. Next car to the line will be Chivers to start a lap. We'll go on board, shall we? You probably won't be able to hear me, so we'll do an audio lap, shall we? Am I? Normally the onboard is a little bit different. What is that onboard? This is my T-cam. Yeah, but you turn stuff down. This is very true. I'm not used to being much louder than the cars, so normally I have to account for it. Because I imagine that will be Deflated retiring from the session in a couple minutes. Take me through the lap, damn it. Yeah, but we're at the last corner now. Well, that was very close to invalidation. For Chivers there. I'm not Martin Brundle. Keeping it nice and tight to the left hand side. As Chivers goes into P3, that's a good lap. We'll go back off board. Cold Camper's sliding around. Give me that Korean Chandok. Oh no. I don't quite have his experience. We've seen a lot of improvement from Quad recently. He does look to be struggling a little bit here. He's, I believe, invalidated by those laps. IIRL goes now into P3. I do actually want to check race director here. I'm not going to look at incidents because I know already there's going to be many. But Cod did invalidate his first lap time. Keeps it clean for the second run. He'll want to keep some deployment to go through the final corner to keep that speed up. Goes into P11. That's not looking fantastic for Q2. He doesn't really have his experience, let's be honest, Willow. Yeah, but, like, Chandok has, like, 3 years worth of F1 experience, not including test years. How much F1 experience do I have? Socks for NA World Drivers' Championship. Yes, I agree. Hi, Steve. Hello. I'm tired. Help my throat. I lost John to borrow his trophy? Yes. Chandok only did 11 races in F1. I thought he did more than that. To be fair, that is also 11 more than I have, so... The smaller smiley goes up into P7. Next car to the line will be D-Ton to start. Ayahuasca, who has set his lap. Chaz invalidates. That'll be Clements, who is not on a lap. Chaz, who is just invalidated, which I literally just said. Brain, can you work, please? Thank you, Snacks. Well, welcome the dad joke into the chat. And now there is nobody on laps. This is very helpful. Ooh. That'll be this and next lap for Chaz, I imagine. So I think he's coming into the pit lane. Chandok's best finish was a P14, I believe. Was this also in the years where there were 24 cars on the grid? Just me today? Yeah. Yeah, it's just me. I'm normally on my own for streams, so I'm a bit used to it, but I'll be alright. Oh. I'm on my lonesome. Yes, I am. I am. There's that small alerting deton throw. I'm just gonna hope that my throat doesn't feel like I've got more razor blades in it. But I will try my best to deal with it. Deton has had a lot of battery for that final sector, but only to 34.0. At this stage, it is just about getting the lap in and making sure that it is valid. I imagine Kevins will be going in. Yes. So at the moment, there is nobody on a lap. Literally, there's only Deton on track. Chaz, if you could kindly hurry up and do a lap, that would be rather helpful. Not even Korean Chandok is on a lap. Yeah, I know. That's a bit mad that he's not even here. Mr. Sky Sports F1 presenter literally going to be in Las Vegas this weekend. He's definitely going to have time for us, isn't he? But, But in the words of Will Buxton, if you finish first, you win the race. Yes. This is true. This is like the guy who was trying to, what was it? The news presenter who was trying to do the, if you give a man a fish, he's able to eat for a day. If you teach him to fish, he can feed himself for a year. It's like that. But the guy was failing to say it. It's a bit irrelevant, but I just find it funny. As we see Chaz out on the same mediums that he did his prior laps on. Buxton failed at many things, yes, but at least he is in a good position in terms of journalism. Is Chaz even going to set a lap? I wonder. Chaz is currently on an out lap, so he just needs to get a valid lap in and not do that. Oh. Well, with only 15 cars, it doesn't really matter whether he does get a lap in or not. At least he has tried. He just needs to not put it in a wall. Chaz wants all the attention on him, bless him. If Chaz wins, I'll buy him a pony. Why a pony? Eh? You know, Chaz is going to pull 29 out of his butt. He just seems like the kind of guy who needs a pony. Qualifying on board? Why do you do this to me? Fine. He's in none for some reason going up to the line, puts it in hot lap, back down to medium, uses the curb on the right hand side, takes a lot of the inside curb, keeps it tight to the left hand side. Small lift for turn 2, burning down into turn 3. I don't remember the corners for this track. That's not ideal. I should get a track map. Turns in quite early, uses quite a lot of curb. To be fair, the curbs here, you can ride them. It's not easy to, but you can. That one especially that he's just gone over. Very, very close to being over the white line. Finally, he's managed to get past this section with a bad lap. Keeps it nice and tight to the right hand side to the wall, and then again to the left, swinging back out to the right hand side for the braking zone. Little slide going in does kind of kill his momentum there. It's not a fantastic exit. He's burnt from 90 down to 50% ERS. Gets the DRS a little bit later than ideally you would do, but this is just about getting the lap in for Chaz. Brakes just around the start of the curb, goes very, very deep, and invalidates. For God's sake. It's through the final quarter, and Chaz does 32.6, I believe that was. God damn it, Chaz, no pony for you. Oh dear. Bro had one job. Yeah, I know. But that is your Q1 order that I can't see. It's fine. There's literally no need for Q1. Give Perez that seat. That would require him being dropped from Red Bull. Also the fact that Chaz is a reserve. He is a silly man. Yes, I agree. Yes, Steve, I do agree. I would have to agree with you there. And now come the representative lap times. I'm gonna hope and pray that the game does not bug and I'm able to get the Q2 results. Will Perez be... Well, Perez will be a reserve soon, let's be honest, as much as it causes me the great sadness. Yeah, most likely he'll be a reserve. I don't see him going back down to VCARB, but if he's trying to hang it out, there's nobody that's free for 2026. So... not an ideal situation for Perez to be in. He keeps saying in lots of different interviews that yes, I am going to be in Red Bull next season, but at the way that it's looking, it's likely to go to Liam Lawson. Yuki Tsunoda, I don't believe they like his temperament. I personally would give Yuki the shot, but the reason for that is because he has been very consistent this season, in quite a turbulent period for VCARB. He's managed to get quite a lot out the car. I wouldn't say the most, but I would say it's quite a lot. Obviously Liam Lawson did a very good job in his first race in Kota. Getting the points there from quite low down on the grid, and also was doing pretty well in Brazil as well. Consistently not as good as Perez. I couldn't wonder why that is. As we see, the man who, if I'm remembering correctly, was crowned world champion 2 weeks ago. I want to remember that. I don't remember when that was. And we see him starting the lap. He kicks us off for Q2. Getting a good run through there. Doesn't tap the wall. 26.2 for the first sector. I don't believe that's the fastest we've seen yet. There's a yellow flag as somebody's starting their lap. Nice and smooth through the slow speed section, the Mickey Mouse section of this track, keeping it nice and tight to the wall. Again, swings it out for the braking zone, hits the curb nicely. He doesn't quite maximise the track, you can go a little bit wider there, but still very good, 55.7. hits the DRS now. Speed trap about 340 kilometers an hour. 200 and something miles an hour. Somebody's going to have to tell me the conversion rate on that. But he'll be burning through the final corner, and John comes up to the line. And it's a 31.2. I would also imagine that's on used tyres, seeing as we saw 30.9 from him in the first session. As Deaton goes into P2, the Ferrari next to the line of Joseph, who we just missed, called Camper next to the line, runs out of deployment just on the line, as Chaz goes fastest with a 30.9, with, I would imagine, fresh softs, because he only used mediums in that first session. Steve goes into P5 ahead of Deaton, Chip is behind. Greg to the line goes P5 ahead of Steve. That guy now goes into P4. That is Socks going into P5 as Deflated has gone into the pit lane. Kemps to start a lap. Padge to finish. He's only half a second down on John. Come the second sector. So Padge goes into P7. That's a good lap from Padge. That is Ayahuasca to start a lap as well. We'll actually go to Kemmons and go back and forth between Kemmons and Ayahuasca to see their sector splits. 26.3 for Kemmons. 26.1 for Ayahuasca. That is the fastest overall in the first sector that we've seen so far. But even though this is a slow sector, this is where a lot of your time can be either gained or lost. 55.8 for Kemmons. Ayahuasca entering the Las Vegas Strip now. Did he clip the wall there? 55.4. This is a very good lap from Ayahuasca so far. We'll see how the battery deployment ends out the lap. But we see Kemmons coming towards the line now. It was a good run through the final chicane, but he's run out of battery before the line. 31.7 from Kemmons. Ayahuasca has invalidated. He really didn't need that. Oh, You can't be doing that, sir. You can't. As I believe, is Deaton backed off? No, he's not. He's 3 tenths up. He's getting a bit of a slipstream from, I believe that is Smaller Smiley. It is. So we'll see if Deaton can improve. Padge has retired from the session. He doesn't think he can improve. Joseph has also retired in P3. Chaz has retired from P1. And 33.1 from Deaton. That's not bad. John has also retired. Chaz baited us all. Well, when he actually gets a lap in, he's good, yeah. He just needs to get a lap in. They've both just started. That's ideal. Deaton has just got out of the way of Smaller Smiley. 27.1 for Smaller. Come the first sector. Deflated to the first sector. Split now. 26.0. That's fast. That's very, very fast. I wonder if that's fresh tyres, track evolution. We'll have to wait and see. Smaller does have Smaller is carrying damage on that front left end plate. 56.9 for the overall sector split. 55.1 from Deflated. That is fast. Smaller does have a lot more battery than Deflated, having gone on to the straight. Hits the apex nicely. Deflated. The smoke has cleared. That was very close to track limits. Smaller will just about get to the line of 32.7. DeflatedWee. This is about to be a very good lap time. 30.7 for Deflated puts him onto P1. Obviously, that is not provisional pole because we are not in Q3. That guy does come into the pit lane. Campo is currently up on his previous best. I imagine that will be Deton to the line going into the pit lane. Ayahuasca to start a lap. Greg to start a lap, followed by the Mercedes of Steve to start a lap. Camper, who has reportedly gone fastest in the middle sector. I'm going to actually check that. 29.5. They've only put him on a 55.8, so I don't know whether I believe that. It's not a horrendous lap time from Cobb, though. Doesn't have a lot of battery to play with, on the other hand. This will be Camper towards the line. 31.6, that's a better showing. From the man who won the first 82 races of the season. Ayahuasca now, another 26.1. Very wide on the entry there. Doesn't hit the wall. 55.6, that is half a second down on DeflatedWee. That will provisionally put him in P3. I believe. Doesn't have a whole... Joseph, what have you done? Oh, there's another close one. Ayahuasca on track limits. But yeah, Joseph, I've been booted from the game. That's not ideal. As Ayahuasca goes into P7. Do you want an invite back, or are you alright to get back in on your own? I'm just going to stare at chat waiting for your response. Ah. Where is him? Who's the next car to the line? That will be Steve, who was invalidated. Why is it... This is not ideal. Got Camper to finish. Greg, who has started. Deton's on an out lap. There's Ayahuasca on an in lap. Greg has backed off. So Kemp's is the next car to line, and he's in the first sector. Gonna start munching on my pizza sub. .26.2 is good from Kemp's there in the first sector. Sox for T1 champion. Sox is in the top 10 at the moment, so this is a good showing. Can't wait for the turn 3 carnage when no one can see where they're going. Yeah, just make sure you're not in the midfield and you'll be fine. To be fair though, your pace is quite good. So I think you'll be alright. As Clemens has just gone within... Oh, hello. That wasn't ideal. Clemens has just gone within 8 milliseconds of the car in front. Yeah, considering this is only like my 3rd week back, it's not bad. Yeah, you're doing really well, lad. And also, the start of this game, you weren't... No offense, but you weren't quick. But, yeah, you're doing well. Deflated has decided he wants to go again. Is he just getting a lapse in, or is he giving a slipstream to his teammate? I think he might be giving a slipstream. Ooh. That wasn't very good. Sox is now 3.5 tenths down. There's a yellow flag in the first corner. Somebody has run out of fuel, I think. Never mind. Ooh. Almost Mercedes off and the slow speed right-hander there. Both Red Bulls firing down the back straight. Sox getting the mega slipstream. Deflated diving out of the way so Sox can make the corner. And currently P10, he's saved to Padge, so Small needs to find 6 tenths to knock Sox out. Sox does 32.0, and having been 3 tenths down at the start of the lap, does improve up to P9. Smaller Smiley, I believe, is actually not up. Two Mercedes cross the line in tandem. I believe that may be your bottom 5. And it is. What am I eating? I am eating a pizza sub. This isn't ideal, it's not letting me back in the session. That is really not good. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, no. Snacks in response to Sam's question, I am eating a pizza sub. From Morris Sirens. That does mean that you guys can hear me. So I apologise for my eating noises. But that is your Q2 order. DeflatedWee leading by about 2 tenths from Chaz. Your bottom 5 led by Padge, Smaller Smiley, Deton, Steve and Chivers. Steve says, I did a whoopsie. Yes. I think we could see that. I have a cover of Skyfall stuck in my head. It was a crossover of Skyfall and... what was the other one? Lose Yourself. That was what it was. Which feels like a bit odd, but it does work. Bets for pole, anyone? I think if Chaz gets a good lap in as Ayahuasca rejoins, I didn't even notice that he left. If Chaz gets a good lap in, he can get it. Deflated has been very consistent so far, so he's looking good. I think John does have it in him as well. If you want to go very, very out there, I would say Joseph. But to be fair, you're not far off, so it's not impossible. Especially if you get to slipstream. Eyes. But at the moment, looking likely to be Chaz, John, or Deflated. I'm gonna have one lap if I can get back in. Yeah, that's a fair point. It's just one shot quali, you'll be fine. There's John coming to start the line. Start the line? Start the lap now. And I finished my pizza sub. I flash on and out lap. There he is, he's back in the session. I think you can get 2 in. .26.0, that's the fastest first sector we've seen so far from the champion. Now 3 times. We'll see what he gets at the second sector split. There might be Chaz lining up for a toe for John here. He's very, very close. 55.2. That's not actually as fast as we saw from Deflated. I think Chaz will be looking to get a toe for the start of his lap. But the Red Bulls having better synergy than the 2 McLarens today, with the toe being that they performed being pulled off better. One minute 30.5 for John. So far the fastest lap. Next car to the line will be Greg. 55.4 in the middle sector, so not bad. Has run out of deployment for the final straight as 31.4. Ayahuasca to start, followed by Cod Camper. 55.5. Are the Red Bulls doing toes? Oh, there's a sliding Williams in the background of that guy. I don't think the Red Bulls are doing toes. So we'll see where Cod Camper goes, being the next car to cross the line. Is not able to use too much battery going towards the line as a 31.4 just about gets ahead of Greg. Deflated with a 30.8, Sox with 32.2, slowest so far off runners. That guy goes into P5, that is Kevin's going into the pit lane having invalidated. Chaz is now getting a double slipstream by the looks of things. John moving out of the way nicely. Chaz will get a slipstream up to the line here from Joseph. So this could end up being... It's only a 30.9. That's very surprising considering he had two lots of slipstream there. Next car we'll see to the line is Ayahuasca, who I believe is just starting again. So next car to set a representative lap will be Joseph. 26.0. We've seen a couple of those in this session now. Nicely through the slow speed section. Not quite smooth, but still quite good. It's got clear air in front, so you won't be able to get a slipstream, but it's good because there'll be no smoke. As we've seen, has been a big issue so far, as there's a big slide for Joseph. There's a 55.4. About 10 kilometers an hour down on those cars that had slipstream. Ooh. Bit out of shape through the apex of the corner there for Joseph. As he comes towards the line now, it's a 1:31.2. So that'll be Chaz coming into the pit lane. So IIRL next line. 55.0 coming the middle sector. That's very quick in the first two. Outbreaks himself a little bit in the final chicane section. We'll see where this lap puts IIRL. He does run out of deployment quite early. It's 1:30.7. That's very good lap time from IIRL. Is that me on comms? Yes, it is. Hello. Hello, Mr. Redeemer. How do? I don't think I've seen your name in chat for a long time. Wow. I'm just trying to figure out who's next to the line. That'll probably be Kent. Hello. 26.3 in the first sector. Greg on and out lap behind. It's been a while, mate. How you been? Yeah, I'm okay. My throat feels like I've eaten a razor blade. But aside from that, I'm alright. Yourself? No, Sonax. Redeemer's popped up in chat a couple times. But yeah. Just been in chat quite a lot, but I haven't seen you for a while, so... Yeah, nice to see you back, mate. It's just invalidating at the final chicane section. He does need to get a lap in here, as Greg will be the only one out on track. As I say that, that guy is coming out of the pit lane for his final run. Just a massive John fan, that's all. Yeah, that's fair enough. He has won 3 titles in a row, so I can see why. Greg going nicely into the first corner. Doesn't quite keep it tight to the apex, unlike others. But a good run through turn 2 allows him to stay flat. Holding it in 7th gear quite late. Braking just about at the start of the curve by the looks of things. Comes towards the first sector split. So 26.1. 7 milliseconds down on where he was prior. Holds it in 3rd gear and hot lap with a big slide through the Mickey Mouse section. And does hit the wall, so that will be Greg's session done, as he does have wing damage now. So that does mean the next car to start a lap will be that guy. We'll have to wait and see whether John will be able to improve on that 30.5. But that guy going through the final chicane section to start a lap The yellow flags are a little bit off on this track, I've noticed. Nice to the right hand side, stays in 4th gear for turn 1, not quite, again, like Greg, not keeping it quite tight enough to the apex. Uses overtaking the middle of turn 2, gets a pretty good exit. We'll see where he brakes. Yeah, again, just around the start of that painted curb. There's a Ferrari off with a big slide for that guy there. I believe that was Kemmons, so that means that the next car to set a representative time will be John. I imagine that will be that guy's session over, because I don't believe he'll be able to make it to the flag. John did the 25.8. I'm just trying to remember how many times this man has actually won in the US. Keeping it medium through this section here. I don't actually know whether he's forgotten to turn on his battery again or not, but I don't think he'll need to risk it. A 54.9 for the middle sector. He'll need a very good final run to improve, considering he had the slipstream before. That guy has missed the flag to start another lap. Yeah, he's invalidated as well, so he definitely won't improve. A good final run for John. That'll be Kemmons to the line. He has missed it. John with a 30.2. I believe Joseph has backed off as he has invalidated. DeflatedWee coming towards the line now. It's a 30.1 for Deflated. He must have had the mother of all toes. Chaz goes up into P3. Ayahuasca currently down in his time. Joseph comes into the pit lane and retires. Cod has invalidated. But Deflated comes out of nowhere, being 6/10 up on his previous best, to snatch pole from John's hands. Ayahuasca going a little bit deep and does invalidate, so that is your order for Q3. What a lap from Deflated at the end there. .130.1. I do believe that is the pole record. If I can just check this, provided my laptop wants to load. Yes, that is the pole record for DeflatedWee by more than a second. And annoyingly, we don't have screenshots. For God's sake. This is a very, very helpful results screen. Oh, there we go, it's loaded. And we now have our wonderful 5-minute break. I need to rest my voice. We are readying up in 4 minutes. Quick shout out also to Ayahuasca getting P4 there. Very, very good run from him. We'll have to see how this plays out. I'm going through the lobby. I just noticed my little voice tag in the bottom left in game, and I'm like, that shouldn't be there. That pole seemed almost wrapped up for John there. It was a very, very impressive lap from Deflated right at the end to snatch it out from the grasp of the three-time no-assist champion. Getting going in just under a minute now. Oh, hello. I've taken to calling my laptop my lag top because of how badly it runs. Why do I have 6 Discord pings? This is not ideal. Oh, I'm gonna eat my pizza sub again. What to be literally just in time for the start of the race. Nice chewing. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to eat loudly, but... Oh, for God's sake. Literally as soon as I start eating. Oh, hello, somebody's not got off the line. There may or may not be a restart, but IIRL has got going. I'm going to load up the tyres, hold on. Ooh. Oh, wow. There's a bold call from IIRL to go on the hards. You're not the only one, though. COD being the next car, followed by Kevins. Everybody else on in the top 10 on the mediums. Padge and Smaller looking to get past Kevins off the start, same with Greg and Joseph past Aya and COD respectively. The bollard has been killed already. A pretty quick formation lap so far. I am also quite aware of the fact that this track is not easy to heat the tyres, especially considering it is literally just straight brake, straight brake, straight brake, straight brake. But the front three, as Chaz gets reset in his grid position, the front three looking to run away. Hello. From the hard runner behind of Ayahuasca. Will this be a bit of a gamble as we look to the lights in Vegas? Lights out in Sin City as we get away for the no-assist race. Joseph Hill's getting a good start, already having taken Ayahuasca. DeflatedWee holds the lead. Joseph running Chaz very, very wide in the background there. Joseph with a good start up into P3. Deflated holds the lead from John. I should turn off my numbers. That's the wrong thing that I enabled. But DeflatedWee has held the lead from John, followed by Joseph Hales. Chaz losing the place off the line. Joseph Hales with a good start. Cod Camper is essentially swapped with Ayahuasca, having a good start from P6 on the grid. Ayahuasca having a pretty bad start there from P4 on the grid. That guy and Small Smiley teammates in the Williams going side by side there. Greg already looking ghosted. Socks in P10. Kevin's having fallen down to P11. Deason has also fallen behind both of the Mercs. And Padge remains in that bottom five. But here we go then. With John, we'll go on board here. They can be side by side into the final chicane. Steve has got past Padge in the back. Chaz gets back past Joseph. DeflatedWee just prevails in a straight line there. Oh, John nearly going into the back. Joseph Hales, that must also be a warning, having gone very, very deep in that final chicane. But DeflatedWee has held the lead from the three-time NA champion. Chaz has regained his position on Joseph. It's just a race to stay within DRS now. As John looks to the outside of Deflated. Deflated holds the inside. They're going side by side through turn 3. Could this open the door for Chaz? No, not quite. Deflated backs out. That was a bold move from John, but it paid off, having the inside for the next slow section. That guy with a very good start. He's gone up to P6 from, I believe, P9 that was? No, from P8. He did drop back off the start quite a lot. Smaller Smiley having gained in most places off the start. But here we go then. The DRS is all powerful on this game. Will we see DeflatedWee take the lead back? He's already turned off his battery. But will the DRS be powerful enough to take him through anyway? Yes, it will. DeflatedWee regains the place and takes the lead back. As they're pretty much nose to tail going through the final corner. Joseph Hales setting the fastest lap. DeflatedWee chopping across the nose there of John. You can already see there are two rather distinct trains forming here. One of the top 5 and one from that guy backwards. The only cars not in that DRS train are Kennant and Chivers backwards. But close nonetheless. The fact that also Cod Camper has been able to keep within the DRS of these top 4 while he's on the hard tyres and they are on the mediums, this has put him already in a very good position to do very well in this race. There aren't many slow speed corners, but as we've seen before, tyre delta can generally mean quite a lot. Salt's getting past Small Smiley. Small Smiley having made a mistake, that looks like. Excuse me. There's a yellow flag as Padge has also gone off. Smaller Smiley, I don't believe has damage, but DeflatedWee gets back past John. No, he was ahead already. What? That doesn't make sense. Smaller Smiley, yes, he has escaped without damage. Padge will also check on his. DeflatedWee sets the fastest lap again. Smaller Smiley getting back past Steve as well. Can't quite see if Padge has any damage. Believe he does on the front left end plate. Yeah, he does. That's really unfortunate for Padge. 10 seconds of speeding. I imagine he might retire as we cut back at the right time. Wow. Is that... What on earth has happened to Chaz? I'm sorry, I've just completely missed that. DeflatedWee and John. Well, Deflated getting tapped by John. There's now... As Kevin has a 3-second penalty for corner cutting, that may yet be removed, I'm not sure. You couldn't quite see it as John has a look to the inside there. You don't want to make a move there. He's already going for it on this straight. John with the DRS now has got past DeflatedWee. They are going still side by side, but no, Deflated backs out in the braking zone. Shiver's now also getting past Steve. I'm not quite sure what happened to Chaz. I'm going to cut him to check on him. I don't know if he has wing damage or not. No, I don't think he does, so he must have just made a mistake then. It was very odd from the reserve McLaren here today. The man with some very good pace, and not quite being able to convert it in the race so far. As DeflatedWee doesn't look for a move on John into turn 3. It's so crunchy, at least it's tasty. Yes. I agree. It's well cooked is what it is. But, the front two are starting to break away from Joseph Hales a little bit here. Joseph, for his own sake, will want to stay within the DRS, but I don't believe he's got it. No, he doesn't. He'll want to DRS swap with Cod Camper now. Cod, on those hard tyres, he should at this stage probably be a little bit faster than those medium shod runners. Haskett also getting past Chaz. And Deflated retakes the lead. I imagine there will be a lot of DRS swapping from here. As John looks to take the inside for the final corner, they're going side by side to the line. Called Camper sets the fastest lap of the race. There's a bit of a pile up. Back here. What on earth? Steve's in the wall, missing his entire front left wing. So's Kebbins, who has also sped into the pit lane. Steve has managed to avoid it. There's a yellow flag as that is Smaller Smiley who has spun. And also hit the wall again and does now miss his front right wing. Excuse the crunch. Oh, there's a very big slide from John there. DeflatedWee will be gunning for this spot now. is he does get the DRS open and he does go past the McLaren. Camper not quite close enough to make a move himself. Chivers now also getting past Greg. This shows me that the mediums are only really good for about 5 laps or so before the hards start to get better. We'll have to wait and see how the pace is come normal. But Deflated almost cutting across the front wing of John there. These few will be very, very, very close. John closes his DRS as Small Smiley has spun again. It's unfortunate for the Williams man. I believe he's missing his entire front wing now. It is about as useful as a plank of wood. Is his front wing right now. As Chaz now getting a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. He was invalidating a lot of his runs in qualifying, and that's come back to haunt him in the race. It's unfortunate for Chaz, who was having a really good weekend up until then. Bar Q1, but that's for rather obvious reasons. As John now will probably look to DRS swap again with DeflatedWee. Looks to the outside and does get the move done. Cod Camper staying behind, but it's a question of when, not if. Cod Camper will decide to go for it on those hard tyres. Greg now getting back past Chivers. And Sock's getting past Chivers as well. I believe I saw somebody a little bit out of shape through the final corner there. Socks and Greg, title rivals in 82, going side by side through the final corner. We saw it from the front too earlier. Not quite going 3 wide. Socks with the inside line. Chivers with the switchback on Greg, and perhaps the both of them as Chivers goes round the outside of turn 2, runs out of grip. Does have the DRS and does get past both of them. That's a beautiful move from the Mercedes. As we now look back to the lead fight. Gap starting to even out. At about half a second or so. Joseph Hales looking to have some good pace as Ayahuasca has gone deep. Does he have front wing damage now? He does. He's missing his front right end plate. So that guy now also gets back past Chaz. Chivers goes past Ayahuasca. Will most likely... No, did neither of them get the DRS though? Neither of them got the DRS, that's very interesting. But Sox will want to get past Ayahuasca, but that's really unfortunate for the man who started in P4. He was having a really good run up until then. But I would think from this point in the race it will be nil point for the... Oh god. He is from Cuba, I think. Small Smiley now getting a 3-second time penalty for track limits. DeflatedWee almost pushing John through the corner there. Ayahuasca has decided to stay out on his broken front wing. Chaz and that guy deciding to go side by side as well. Oh, Joseph going very wide there in the background. You could just about see it on your screen. John also getting quite a big gap through the second sector. But all of them do still have DRS. Greg side by side with Socks. I can see as Chaz does get past that guy. Socks and Greg going side by side. Which one of them will get the DRS? It is Greg. And on the inside as well, will most likely get that place, and does so. Comes to a wall of smoke. There's a yellow flag in Sector 2. Again, it is smaller Smiley. That is unfortunate. There's Chaz. Has pulled the undercut. A good release from the McLaren. We'll see where this puts him. I believe he'll come out just ahead of Deaton. But with the fresh tyres, he should be able to run away. Small Smiley, unfortunately, again, having a bit of a moment. As Sox now gets back past Greg. Greg has caused a yellow flag. I can't quite... I think he does have wing damage, actually. Yeah, he does. Couldn't quite see what happened, but that could be one for the stewards. We'll have to wait and see. John now has held the lead for quite a few laps. Small Smiley has spun again on the exit here. These guys will want to be a bit careful that they don't illegally overtake. Deflated goes past in the perfect moment. And does retake the lead. Small Smiley retires in the pit lane. It's really unfortunate for the Brit as DeflatedWee comes into the pit lane. And so does Joseph Hales. So they've triggered the undercut on John. Called Camper now will want to keep within the DRS of John. So yellow flag in Sector 1. I imagine that will be for smaller Smiley having retired in the pit lane. Sox will come out, or no, Joseph Hales will come out just in front of Sox. The undercut for Chaz, it remains to be seen whether that's worked. The car he was with was that guy. So we'll wait and see where that guy ends up. Greg now also coming into the pit lane. I imagine he will have fixed that front wing. God, now with those hards, he will just want to push and make sure he can get as long out of those hards as he can before he comes into the pit lane. But the hards are very, very durable as Chivers also gets back past Ayahuasca on the Vegas strip. John pulling very early to the left hand side. Goes into the pit lane nice and slow to make sure he doesn't speed, and Cod Camper takes the lead. Vegas is only interesting in 82. You only say that because somebody uses rocket ship wings. But we'll keep an eye on... Oh wow, wait. John has been undercut by DeflatedWee. So the gap's now starting to spread out. With 13 laps left to go in this race. There's a yellow flag in Sector 1, Ayahuasca has made a mistake that's dropped him behind Deflated John and Joseph. I wonder if Ayahuasca... He does still have that damage, but I believe he was kind of carrying that from earlier. But Deflated... has managed to pull a gap to John and has the DRS of Chivers. Does he risk a move into the final chicane? No, he stays behind for the battery. Chivers on those dead hards. Oh my word. as that has probably cost Deflated his advantage to John John. Deflated was almost pushing Chivers through that corner. As Chivers has just gone very, very wide. And again. And he will most likely, yeah, he does, let John John go. That gap that DeflatedWee had has now been cut down due to Chivers being on old tyres through no fault of his own, really. Ooh, DeflatedWee makes a big mistake there, locking up into the slow speed section. Where the tyres matter the most with the mechanical grip. Rear wing damage before my pit stop. Oh no. Unlucky man, as Chaz getting his second 3-second penalty of the race. Yeah, Padge with the speeding 10 seconds, Cummins with the speeding 10, and also a 3. Chaz with 2 3s for track limits, and Ayahuasca with a 3 as well. As John John does retake the lead on DeflatedWee. The lead as well. Oh, that is not good for Cod Camper's race. That will drop him quite a margin down the field. But he is on the mediums. John John sets the fastest lap 1:33.3. We'll see where Cod Camper comes out. He'll be tight with Joseph, but he does get the place. With the 10 seconds, he will drop down the order. Sox is also looking in quite a good position. He has 2 people in front of him yet to pit, being Deton and Ayahuasca. So Sox in net P8. Chivers with the 3-second penalty for track limits. The mediums of Cod Camper may just give him an advantage to see that he could get into the DRS of Chivers here. He needs 3 cents in this corner. And then a little bit of battery burn down the straight, and he should get the DRS on Chivers. I think he might have just missed out. As a matter of fact, yeah, I think he has. DeflatedWee has retaken the lead on John John. Joseph Hales goes to the inside and does get past the V-Carb. Doing very well in his first full season in NA. I believe he's had a podium already. But that is your top 3. And provided penalties, this will stay the way that it is. Owing to Cod Camper's 10-second penalty. Chivers and Deton have both come in, as Cod Camper has now got up into P3. They both will want to start chasing down Deflated and John John for the race win. As Chivers has come out in P8, he is ahead of Sox. So it's been a good move from the Brit to stay out this long, getting a bit of an overcut. As we'll go back to the leading pair now. Looks set to be a 2-horse race from here on in, as John John looks for the lead again. Joseph Hales, as they are almost side by side. DeflatedWee choosing to back out. And I think Joseph and Cod have actually lost quite a significant amount of time through that. Padge comes in for his second stop of the day, Ayahuasca comes in and speeds. So with the wing change as well, that will drop him behind Chivers as a fact, and Socks maybe, perhaps, unless he has not changed his front wing. He has not changed his front wing, but with those mediums, he'll be quite a ways faster. Camper gets back past Joseph Hales in the slow speed section, that looked like. But Ayahuasca with that 10-second penalty, that does pretty much wrap up his race, unfortunately, and not in the good way. 10 laps to go. DeflatedWee just recharging his battery there by the looks of things. Unless he wants to go for it on the inside. He does! Looks to the inside, backs out at the last possible moment. Looks to put John offline a little bit. I don't think he'll go for a move into turn 1 though. He's closing and closing, that is with the slipstream. He does turn off his battery, but does look to the inside. Yes, there's a yellow flag, that is Clements, who's gone deep at the runoff. Chaz sets the fastest lap of this race, so we know that that McLaren also has some pace. As DeflatedWee looks at the inside again. These two fighting a tooth and nail are going to bring Cod Camper possibly back into this. Chaz getting another penalty there. 9 seconds now, I believe that is. So at this rate, he will drop back behind that guy. Oh, that looked quite close to being on track limits there for both of those drivers, really. But John with the DRS, he's flashing, which normally means he's either recharging or below, I believe it's 15% is the threshold this game, as Padge has also gone deep at the corner before the Vegas Strip. I do also think as John couldn't quite get to the inside there. Will he try again though? On the inside in turn 3. He's looking. Levels Deflated on the brakes. Deflated does let him go. It's a good move from the champion. Oh, Deflated. That'll be a hard one to judge for the shows, as Greg has also gone round. I don't know if that'll be removed. Especially not if he gets another warning. But this could allow Deflated to fall victim to COD now. Unless he burns absolutely everything he has and gets back into the DRS of the American. Both of them have had very similar paces. That is Clements who's gone round now, again. I think that this could already be wrapped up. If Deflated can't get back in DRS... It'll definitely be close. But at this stage in the race, it's looking likely to go the way of John. Camper will drop behind Joseph Hales. But I think Deflated, unless he gets another penalty, will stay ahead of Joseph as well. Unless Joseph can whip up some absolute magic of some pace. As Chaz gets a full 3 seconds for corner cutting. There's been a few of them for this race, so it's a bit surprising, to be honest. I am actually going to check the penalties because Kevin gets speeding in the pit lane. That's the wrong one. He does retire in the pit lane. Chaz now with 12 seconds worth of penalties. And that's without a speeding one as well. So that's very interesting. There's now a yellow flag in sector 1 for Kevin's retired car. He was running quite well in the early stages of this race. Couldn't quite get back there once he had spun initially. Oh god. But this section seems to be where DeflatedWee is strongest. Although he may also just be pushing that little bit harder. But not making mistakes has been the name of the game for the man out in front. God. Let's go back here, shall we? Some new tyres versus some slightly older tyres. But nonetheless, a close fight on track to watch. Will that guy fight it, or will Chivers just breeze through with the DRS? He's obviously got much more grip than the Williams in front. He'll probably be burning a little bit to try and get past. And he does open the DRS and breeze through. There's a yellow flag again for Padge, unfortunately. That will be Deaton coming up behind Padge now. Chivers has fully made the move. DeflatedWee has got back in the DRS of John. So that's good pace from the Red Bull man so far. And Joseph also closing back up to the back of Cod Camper. But Chaz is also not far away, but with those 12 seconds worth of penalties, he won't be gaining anything from this race. Or from that fight, I should say. So maybe the goal will be to work with Joseph to get him up to Cod Camper. We'll have to wait and see as Deflated gets a pretty good exit out there. He will have the DRS from the American in the McLaren. He won't try for the fast lap. There's a yellow flag for Steve on those old medium tyres. We'll wait and see what DeflatedWee's lap time is here, because it looks to be not a bad one. 33.2. I should actually bring up the fast lap here. Fast lap is currently 33.0, set by Chaz. Who has stayed behind Joseph here so far. But he does have one lap older tyres. Maybe boxing a little bit later for Cod Camper may have been the better strategy. To have those fresher tyres towards the end of this race. Greg now getting past Steve. Although I imagine that was Steve just letting him go. Currently, Joseph is very, very close to Codcamper's DRS. I don't think he'll quite get it though. But with Chaz's DRS, he should be able to slingshot himself onto the back of Codcamper. Since the lead pack split, it's been a bit of a... I don't want to say boring race, because there has been things going on as Chivers gets back past that guy. But it has sort of dragged on a bit. Chaz burning to get into the DRS of Codcamper. Cod being on younger mediums, but also mediums having a bit more tyre wear, as we see the smiling face on the picture globe in the background. As we now look to the fight for the lead. Deflated is very close, but the question of whether he'll go for it is the pertinent one. We'll also be keeping an eye on the 3 cars behind. Sock's now getting a 3-second time penalty. Well, it's a marked improvement from where he was before. Chaz now getting onto the podium. DeflatedWee choosing to stay behind, so we'll keep an eye on these few here as well. That guy getting back past Chivers. Cod for his race will want to stay within the DRS of Chaz and hope that that guy and Chivers can just keep fighting between themselves. But Joseph will want to keep Codcamper within Chaz's DRS, so going for a move here won't be very smart, but if he can slingshot himself using the DRS on this Vegas strip onto the back of Chaz, if Codcamper falls out of the DRS, it's looking set for a good podium for Joseph here. And Codcamper has a very, very small gap to falling out of DRS here. Joe's going very, very wide. Goes a little bit deep. Ooh, that might actually cost him DRS. No, Joseph has not fallen out. DeflatedWee very, very close to John, but couldn't quite get him there. Both of these cars running out of ERS at this stage in this race. Ooh, Codcamper with a very big slide. But we'll go back to the fight for the lead. Will Deflated stay behind for the Vegas strip? I imagine he will. Joseph Hales does get past Codcamper into turn 1. So now he'll have to use his own pace to get back up to Chaz. But Deflated, with the 3-second penalty, is going to be, as Chaz getting another 3-second penalty. I believe that brings his total to 15 now. Yes, it does. Most penalties out of the drivers this race. Is Deflated. Ooh, had a micro slide through the apex of that corner. But who's going to be smart? Who's going to save their ERS for the final straight? DeflatedWee, IIRL and Camper both getting 3-second penalties in tandem. Deflated will open the DRS. Go to the outside. Fake to the outside. Goes to the inside. Squeezes John. And Deflated has moved past. Deflated has gotten through into the lead through the chicane section. They're going to be side by side to the line. John on the inside. And just about retains the lead. That was a very good fight towards the end there. Chaz will come home on the road to take P3, but will fall behind Joseph there and presumably fall... Oh no, stays ahead of Cod Camper. Both of those having more than 10 seconds will drop them behind that guy. So Joseph Hales does take the podium with that guy P4, Chaz P5, Chivers in P6 losing out to Chaz by about a 10th. Cod Camper in P7, Ayahuasca. It looked good for him off the start, but unfortunate for the midpoint of his race. Put him down the order. So he finishes in P8. Sox starts in the top 10, finishes in the top 10. Fit comes home in P8. Ayahuasca with 3-second penalty on the last lap, making the difference. Deton will come home in P10. No penalties applied, so Greg will finish P11. Padge comes home P13, a lap down from Deton. And then behind Greg will be Steve. An audacious strategy, to be fair to him. Hard to medium, having boxed on lap 6. But that was a thoroughly enjoyable race. I came into this thinking it was going to be quite long, just DRS trains. But no, that was thoroughly enjoyable. 10 seconds away from the win over race distance, I'm very happy with. You should be, mate. Oh, Lord. And my results are probably going to disappear, so skip this cutscene. Oh no, they are here, very good. So John does take the win from P2 on the grid. Consistent drive overall. DeflatedWee getting that 3-second penalty kind of screwed over his race there, but couldn't quite get the win in the end on track. Joseph Hales starting P5, finishing in P3. A very good drive from him, finishing 11 seconds off the lead. That guy in P4 from P8, benefiting from the penalties for both Chaz and Cod Camper. Chaz himself finishing in P5, even with 15 seconds worth of penalties, so very impressive there from the Brit. Chivers in P6 from P15 on the grid, another very good drive. Cod Camper in P7, the speeding and the track limits, unfortunate for his race. Sox in P8, Ayahuasca P9, Deton P10, Greg, Steve, Padge, and then Kemments, and Smaller Smiley being the DNFs. My voice is now thoroughly dead. Oh dear. I think for this race, that was, yeah, like I said, a very good race to watch. I hope you guys in the stream and in the VOD enjoy this. I'm going to say it now. My driver of the day... I can't really give it to one person, because Joseph Hales had a very good race from P5, having been off for a long time. But Chivers also going from P15 to P6. Another very, very good drive. So I think I'll give it to both of them. I'm happy to give it to both of them. So yeah, Joseph Hales and Chivers, both of your drivers of the day. Next time you will see us on track will be for Thursday for 81, where I myself will be driving against Deflated and probably a couple others that you might recognise. After that will be 82 for Vegas, and then the week after, so this time next week, you'll see someone on the stream, we don't quite know yet who, for the Qatar Grand Prix, our final sprint of the season. And our tri-ultimate, I believe is the right word to use here. Instead of at the start of the stream when I said it about this round. That was what it was planned to be, but reschedules happened. I'm going to thank you all for watching this race. I hope you all enjoyed it again. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.